Hello everybody and welcome to the Patreon secret video. If you're watching this video, then you probably have checked out my mainline channel video where I do a discussion on Ichigo 100% and why I think cliche manga is not as bad as it seems, and Ichigo 100% is a perfect example of that. So if you are watching this video, then I assume that you have already read through Ichigo 100%, all 19 volumes of it, as I will be going through some of the deeper analytical stuff based upon the names of the characters in the series, as well as my thoughts on the ending. So obviously there are some spoilers on here with who the characters are and what role they serve in the series, as well as obviously the ending to the manga. So yeah, if you are watching this and you haven't read Ichigo 100%, then first of all, I recommend you to go and read it because it is fucking amazing, as I said in my video. But if not, and you don't really care about spoilers and you just want to hear me geek out about Ichigo 100%, then stick around. So you probably saw a particular image on the mainline channel video, which is this one right here. Obviously Thomas can put it up for you, but as you can see here, there's Manaka in the middle, there is Kitaoji Satsuki on the north, Minamito Yui on the bottom, Nishino Tsukasa over on the west, and Tojo Aya in the east. Now, I briefly mentioned that the names of the characters are actually really cleverly created and serve a great idea on what kind of roles these characters are going to play, as most, if not all of the characters in the series, not just the main five that you see right now, all reference directions. And in the case with the four main girls in the harem, they represent directions on the compass. So Manaka is using the same kanji as the word mannaka in Japanese, which means the middle. So obviously the main harem protagonist is in the middle and he has to choose which direction he's trying to go through. Again, this is already a great naming choice because of the whole nature of the coming of age ideology, where Manaka or Junpei doesn't know which direction in life he wants to go. Does he pursue his dreams, or does he pursue the goal that he is interested in? And when it comes to the girl that he is interested in, which girl is it? Because throughout the series, as you know, he really starts to fall in love, or starts to get swindled, I guess, depending on the character, by mainly three different girls: Satsuki, Nishino, and Tojo. Now, he doesn't know which direction he wants to go, but he wants to stay neutral with everybody. He doesn't want to lose anybody and just be happy with everyone. In other words, he wants to be in the middle. Again, perfectly representing his name. Now, one of the main girls, Nishino Tsukasa, who has in the name Nishino the word Nishi, which means west. Obviously, she's representing the west. Now, as you have read until the end, Nishino is Junpei's only official girlfriend in the series, even though they break up twice. First time around, Nishino breaks up with her. Second time around, Nishino breaks up with Junpei, as Nishino is going to France to pursue baking cakes and whatnot. But as you know, after the 5 or 6 year time skip in this last chapter of the series, you know that Junpei reunites with Nishino and they end up together, which is a beautiful ending, mind you. Now, on the polar opposite of the west is the east, and here over on the east we have Tojo Aya. Tojo, To, that first kanji in her name, is the kanji for east. Now, already this naming choice is very, very clever, in my opinion, because Tojo and Nishino are the two main girls that Manaka Junpei falls in love with at some point in the story. Obviously, Tojo is the one who he originally falls in love with, and he mistakes Tojo for Nishino, two opposites. Now, obviously, Nishino is the type of girl who is trying to drag him in one direction. Tojo is trying to drag Junpei in another direction, and he's stuck in the middle. Again, perfectly reflective. It makes a lot more sense than, say, if it was west and south or north and east. Obviously, two totally opposite directions, trying to swindle Junpei on, oh shit, which direction do I go? Do I go this way or do I go this way, right? Now, the third girl that Manaka has a crush or, has feelings for in some point in the story is the north, Kitaoji Satsuki. Kitaoji, first symbol Kita, obviously meaning north. Number of reasons why this is, again, a clever naming choice, as opposed to, say, using the South to name Kitaoji Satsuki. Now, North commonly refers to, like, it is a direction you think of when you think of going forward, moving up. You know, people have always thought, like, if you ever get lost, just head north and you'll find your way home. You know, that is a very common tropey thing, you know, that has been societal, I guess, norm that has been created in people's minds. As much as you know, may possibly not agree with that, you probably heard of it before, right? So this ideology is fantastic with Satsuki's character, because Satsuki is really the only girl in the entire series that goes from herself. She doesn't wait for Manaka in any way. She's not shy about it. She is super open towards everything. And Junpei has said multiple times in the manga that he is very comfortable with Satsuki. It just feels right for him to be with Satsuki. In the same way as the ideology of it feels right to just go north if you're lost. If you're lost in life, or if you're lost in the woods, just head north. Head towards Satsuki. Satsuki will deal with all of your problems because that feels the most right. The other way that you can analyze this or interpret this naming sense is the idea that Satsuki, regardless of how much Junpei dismisses Satsuki's advances all throughout the story, like, she kind of has a really, really tragic character. She is a tragic character in the series because no matter how much Satsuki was so open about her feelings, Junpei never noticed her. Absolutely never. All the way up until the end, Junpei never noticed her. But she still kept positive. She kept pushing Manaka's back to move forward. She is trying to move forward from Junpei's past, which again perfectly reflects the North. See, like, this isn't all just cliche shit, guys. Like, this is really well thought out. Now, the fourth character in the compass is the South, Minami to Yui. Now, Minami, obviously, the kanji for south, right? Minami to Yui is interesting because she is technically the fourth member in the harem, the fourth direct member in the harem, as she is the last remaining directional girl. I'm just going to dub it as that. It's interesting because Junpei doesn't actually have feelings for Yui, and Yui doesn't have feelings for Junpei either. They're just really, really close because they're childhood friends. And this, I feel, perfectly reflects on the childhood aspect that correlates well to the direction south, because as north is considered by many to be forward, south would be the other direction, is backwards. And backwards, the past, right? You might see me as overthinking in that sense, but I honestly can't think of any other reason why Mizuki-sensei decided to name her Minami, or to the south, right? So that is a very loose connection, but it also makes a lot of sense, because also there is a point in the manga where Yui tries really, really hard to push Junpei forward in any advances that Satsuki made, and you know, in trying to confess his feelings towards Nishino and Tojo, and Yui is kind of there in the middle, just pushing Manaka's back to go forward, to go in any other direction. And that, again, I think perfectly reflects upon south. Okay, now, besides those 5 characters, there are many, many side characters that play important roles throughout the series. I'm obviously not going to name them all, because not all of the characters in this series have play-on words to a compass or directions, but weirdly enough, a lot of them do, or a lot of them can be interpreted that way. Mainly 4 characters. There's Amachi, Mukai, Hashimoto, and Sotomura. Let's start off with Amachi. Now, Amachi is the Junpei's friend, or I guess classmate, that falls in love with Tojo, and is one of the big reasons why Manaka starts to have shifting feelings towards Tojo, because as much as he likes Tojo, he doesn't know if Tojo likes him back, and obviously you find out in the manga, she has throughout this entire time. And that's really the only reason why, despite Amachi's advances towards Tojo, Tojo never really accepted Amachi. Ever. But the naming sense for Amachi is kind of clever as well, because Ama, the first kanji of Amachi, is ten, or another way of reading it is 10, which means heaven. In other words, Amachi is above everybody. He's not in any direction whatsoever. He is above everybody, or another way of saying it is he's always above Manaka, who is in the middle. He's not going up, down, left, right. He is above everybody. He is above everybody in terms of looks, in terms of how honest he can be with his feelings towards Tojo. Everything that Manaka couldn't do in the series personality-wise, Amachi could do it. And that, I feel, perfectly reflects on his name. Amachi, he's above everybody. He's up in the heavens. Next character is Sotomura. Now, there are two characters named Sotomura. There's obviously Sotomura, who's Junpei's best friend, but there is also Sotomura's sister as well. Now, Soto means outside. And this can be reflected upon the fact that both Sotomura boy and Sotomura sister are kind of outside the whole thing looking in. Like, Sotomura's sister, even though there were signs that she was kind of in the harem, she never really directly gets involved in the harem. She's not introduced and she's not expanded upon as a harem member character. She's kind of just a mediator looking from the outside in. And Sotomura, the boy as well, the brother, also plays a similar role. Like, Junpei a number of times goes to Sotomura and asks like, hey, what should I do? Like, I need your guidance. And Sotomura's like, you know what? I'm not going to be involved in any of this. I'm just going to watch you from the outside and see how it goes out. So again, a very subtle naming choice, but makes sense in terms of personality. The third character is Mukai Koyuzu. Now, Mukai, who is a kind of clever play on word of the word mukau, which means to head in a direction. Obviously, already right there is a clever play on words right there, because Mukai, it doesn't appear in the manga until the second half, where she is Junpei's cram school friend that he meets through Tojo, because, you know, Junpei obviously went to the same cram school as Tojo to get into the same university as her. Now, Mukai is a character that at first is afraid of every single boy, including Junpei, but she quickly gets very close to Junpei. She learns, you know, the importance of learning, you know, from a boy to get comfortable with, and eventually she says in the manga that she thinks she's fallen in love with him. Now, obviously, this is a clever play on words, because there are many times in the manga, in the second half of the manga, where Manaka starts to be like, oh shit, Mukai is kind of cute. She clearly has feelings for me. But the ambiguity of her name, Mukai, which means to head in a direction, doesn't specify a particular direction. In other words, it doesn't specify a direction for Manaka to move in. So I feel that the name Mukai is a spoiler in some sense, because it's a direction. It's definitely heading in a direction as her namesake, but it's not a specific direction. In other words, it's a direction that Manaka could go in, but as of the flow of the story, it is not a direction that is guaranteed for Manaka to travel to. And that also, again, perfectly reflects on the story. Manaka does see Mukai as a possible candidate, and Mukai clearly fucking loves Junpei in every single regard, but that love never gets flourished. It never flourishes, it never becomes a thing. It all just stays inside Mukai's head. And again, perfect reflection of the name. And the fourth and final character is Hashimoto Chizuru. Now, Hashimoto is again another character that appears in the second half of the series as a first year that meets Manaka in, you know, accidental ways and just happens to get involved with Manaka's daily shenanigans. Now, Hashimoto, the word hashi, or the kanji, that particular kanji for hashi means outside, or to the side, on the edge, off to the side. Now, obviously, again, this is another perfect example of her reflection of her character, because the whole idea that she's a character that is just off to the side suggests that she is kind of sitting on the boundary between the inside of the compass and the outside of the compass. Because in the series, yes, she is a cute girl, and she is involved with Manaka's daily life, but she's not fully involved like the other four directional girls are. She's kind of just floating on the edge of, yeah, I'm kind of there, but I'm not exactly a harem member. In fact, there is a point in the manga where Hashimoto rather actually starts to go out with Komiyama, who is another friend of Junpei's, who weirdly enough doesn't have a pun to his name, or at least I couldn't find a pun in his name that could reflect on the whole compass idea throughout the series. So she is involved in a way, but her relationship with every other character in the series is kind of strange, and it's almost as if she's not related at all whatsoever, you know, because she's on the edge. She's just off to the side. She's there, but she's not fully involved with the harem or the other characters throughout the series. So that's basically my analysis on the names of the characters. Now, obviously, I couldn't put this into the full video because, as you can see, this video is already fucking long. Like, it's probably longer than the actual channel video. So I'm glad I could, you know, at least share that with you guys, you lovely patrons out there. So yeah, overall though, this manga is fucking amazing. It is way more clever than people make it out to be, and I just want everybody to know that it's not just a fucking cliche romance manga. If you look if you dig deeper and you look deep enough, you will find some clever analytical points and some clever uniqueness to the cliche nature of the story. So hopefully you learned something from this. It was a little bit of a Japanese lesson and a little bit of an analytical lesson on Ichigo 100%. Either way, go check out the video and go read the manga. Like, maybe reread the manga knowing all of this information that I just gave you in this video. It might give you a little bit of a different insight to the characters once you understand the ideas that went behind the naming sense of all of the characters and how they reflect on the story and every other character in the series. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Again, go check out the full video and let me know what you guys think about this secret analysis video. I'm trying to do it more with more videos, so yeah, let me know, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.